Is being a soldier for this country something that we probably should honor more at public gatherings and considered more patriotic? Yes. Are you mad if you're a public school teacher and you're going to send a comment and leave it below? Probably. I don't care. Bob Costas is an idiot and Colin Kaepernick sucks. Trending today everywhere, of course. It's been trending all weekend. I'm going, why is this story back?
I'm just so tired.
It's the whole NFL take the knee during the national anthem. Let's give you a timeline. First, here's a clip so you know what's happened.
Good weekend. It was a fiery one for the NFL after those Friday night comments from President Trump, where he called on NFL owners to fire players who take a knee in protest during the national anthem.
And the players, well, they united on the field Sunday. More than 100 knelt, and others stood arm in arm with their teammates. And some teams chose not to take the field during the national anthem. And then there was this dramatic moment. This former Army Ranger, he was the only member of the Pittsburgh Steelers that went out on the field during the national anthem, hand over heart, and he stood there alone.
Isn't it odd that it's touching to us that one person stood during the national anthem?
Yeah,
that warms my heart. It used to be
everybody.
As a matter of fact, it used to be everyone not named Colin Kaepernick. Is this a free speech issue or is this being an ass issue? I think that people have the right to kneel during the national anthem, of course. Listen, it's not a First Amendment issue, but I also think that business owners, that the owners of teams, coaches, should have the right to tell you to hit the bricks.
Yep,
that's
absolutely.
what I think.
100%.
So, okay, this began with Kaepernick sitting during the anthem. It was August 14th, and 20th, 2006. It seems forever ago.
That was right after, I don't know if you remember this, right after Corn Gaines. That's a couple days after.
Yeah, right after Corn Gaines. Remember that one? Corn
that was
Gaines,
the most
kind of
recent.
faded really quickly.
That was what pushed him over the edge.
Yeah, once the tape revealed, they were saying, now Corn Gaines, how could she possibly be holding a baby in a shotgun? Remember that was the Twitter thing? And then they saw like, oh, video. Oh, she actually is holding a baby in a shotgun. She's saying, you fight the asses! You go fight the cops! They're going to try to kill you! And the cop's like, hey, buddy, we're not trying to kill you. We're just trying to help you. You fight the asses! So that was right after Corn Gaines. So people should remember that was probably the inspiration. He wasn't in uniform, by the way. No one noticed because he wasn't even playing the first two games. So he started it before you even knew about the story. Then later, Kaepernick explained that this was to... Here is his explanation.
Ultimately, it's to bring awareness and make people, realize what's really going on in this country. There are a lot of things that are going on that are unjust. People aren't being held accountable for. And
Xerxes grew hair.
Needs to change. That's something that, this country stands for: freedom, liberty, justice for all. And it's not happening for all right now.
Okay, so this is what happened, and then in September, the virtue signaling, it just exploded. Everyone from lesbian soccer games to high school bands started kneeling during the national anthem. So it was gone for a while.
I was
You were gonna say.
I was incredibly frustrated because I'm okay with people protesting, but I am not okay with people being whipped up into a frenzy about something that wasn't worth protesting.
It's based on a lie.
It is based on a lie. Exactly on a lie.
Don't shoot was a lie. Tamir Rice, we talked about it on the show, said, hey, it looks bad until we saw the video. That was a lie. Corn Gaines was a lie. We've done this video on Black Lives Matter, which, by the way, is demonetized and actually in restricted mode on YouTube.
Why not?
It was based on lie after lie after lie, and it's based on a statistical lie. That if you're a black kid, you're more likely to be shot. If you go out, it's just none of it is true.
Dude, people have a hard time separating that too. It's like no one's saying you don't have the right to march in the streets and march on Capitol, and make signs and flags and do what you want. But when it's based on a lie, it's annoying.
Tension dried up until what happened recently. Why is it back in the news? Here's why. Kaepernick was looked over for the draft to his terrible performance. He's ranked 23 in NFL for accuracy.
Oops.
How's that, Gerald? You played football. Not very good.
Not so good.
Yeah.
And he's a terrible leader in the locker room, and he was pretty easy to beat.
And you know what? Here's the thing. That's important. People saying, well, just 23, there are other people who are ranked lower. But you know what? I also think that a team has the right to say, hey, that guy's toxic for the locker room.
Yeah.
That guy is not only not about the country, he won't stand for the anthem of the country. How do we know he has any respect or loyalty for the team jersey? I don't really want him on my team. Not because he's ethnically Xerxes looking semi-biracial, possibly Iranian. I don't know. He's an asshole, but it doesn't have to do with that. But I think that he's toxic for the team.
But it's about so much more than just your stats, even if his stats were stellar. And I think if you're toxic enough, NFL coaches and owners, pass.
Yeah, remember when
out of here.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Keep going.
Bye.
What happened? Sean King, good old Sean King, resident white black guy in chief, called for a boycott of the NFL until Kaepernick was signed. And then September 22nd, this is when Trump spoke in Huntsville, Alabama, and he shouldn't have spoken. Here's the thing.
Stupid.
He's thin-skinned, but I agree with the point that someone should be able to say, all right, you're off the field, you're out, he's fired. I think that the business owner, the team owner, has the right to fire them. It sounded as though Donald Trump would want to coerce someone into being fired.
Here's the problem that Trump doesn't really understand, and this is just a quick point, is that he is now president of the United States. He's not just a person who can express an opinion that's not taken as a threat of policy.
Right.
And he doesn't understand that he just throws things out there because he lives for the applause, lives for the retweets, and then he gets home, he's like, oh crap, this backlash. Time to double down.
This is my cause of the day. No, I've always cared most about the NFL. So we went from protesting racism, and then now you have a bunch of people. Was it how was it
130 players.
130
more
players.
than, yeah.
It's more than one.
They decided they were going to kneel. You saw that with Alejandro there, by the way. And you brought this up, and you said that you thought this was different because the Pittsburgh Steelers, the coach said, listen, we're not going to make a political statement, so everyone's just going to stay in the locker room during the
I don't agree with
anthem.
this. What I feel bad for is other players who would have stood but then felt pressured in staying in. But now they look like because the one guy went
cowardice.
out.
It's cowardice. And by the way, it is
but
a political statement to stay in the locker room when everyone has stood for the national anthem. It goes back to international competition, the Olympics. And by the way, one thing, and I don't want you to bring in Jesse Williams. See him coming out. He was like, "This was made in 2009." I'm sorry, I was doing a black voice. That's not how he sounds. This was made in 2009 as propaganda, with singing the national anthem for war machines flying above us for military recruitment. And anyone who's not a moron goes, "Hold on a second. I was 28 in 2009. No, we sang the national anthem back then."
He's the other guy who's born in January. He's born in January.
He's getting his info from a Facebook meme. So we've gone from protesting racism to protesting racism of the NFL to protesting Trump. By the way, the NFL is definitely not racist. Something like 70% of NFL players are black.
And counting.
Yeah.
Okay? And these are some of the most privileged people in the world. And now I get that some people say, they're protesting for the little guy. Listen, Kaepernick, I sound like Nancy Pelosi. Kaepernick had a base salary of over 12 million, 13 million, something like that in 2016. My brother went to UT while Vince Young was there. A lot of these players, didn't necessarily, you played at Notre Dame, didn't necessarily deserve the passing grades that they got. They went to schools that they probably wouldn't have gone to otherwise. They were passing topics. They have lived in the lap of luxury. These people, and listen, fantastic athletes, they work really hard. I'm not trying to take that away from them, but I'm saying these people are not championing the rights for the little guys. These people still go to the table, negotiating table, just like Colin Kaepernick. Well, listen, is $13 million the league minimum, Kaepernick? No, it's not.
No.
What does that mean? I think you had an agent with a lot of vowels in his last name, Colin. I think you sat at that table and said, I'm worth this amount of money. In other words, saying you were somehow attributing value to your performance based on your passing record, based on I don't know what you were attributing it to, based on your attitude, based on the value that you brought to a team. And then the other team said, okay, yes or no. And you settled on $13 million, way above the baseline minimum for the league, meaning that you decided you were going to negotiate. Now, you could have taken $2 million and given the rest to the NAACP, but you didn't.
Sir, my numbers are really high. Sir, those are your fumbles. It's high though, it's a big number.
Oh, you mean my shuttle run? No, we don't.
And interceptions?
And what happens is when it's convenient, these people, they decide to politicize it. All of a sudden, it's their cause du jour. And this is the issue with it. Football, ESPN, Variety, GQ, Esquire, we've talked about this. It is the politicization of everything while acting as though it's not. You want proof? Let me give you proof. CNN, I actually read this weekend. They have, I don't know if you call it like a column. It's something that happens every single weekend. And it's called What Happened This Week in Anything But Politics. So it's called In Anything But Politics. And they make sure to even under the header to say what happened that's not political. In Anything But Politics is what it's called. What was the first thing they listed? Politics, diversity at the Emmys. This isn't anything but politics. And the left, and you see this is what they say, right? It's not political. Kneeling at the national anthem? Yes, it is. Diversity at the Emmys. Well, what? Don't you support diversity at the Emmys? No, I support people running the best shows getting awards at the Emmys. So what they do is they try and separate. That's politics, right? This is micro politics. This is congressional. This is 42nd district.
This is Bill 402.
And this is just a social movement. What, are you against the social movement for change? It's all politics. The left has turned everything into politics, and people are sick of it. Also, okay, talking about God Bless America to troops coming out, sticking his oar in, and it's Bob Costas.
I stand every time I'm in the ballpark, no matter what it is, I stand. And I certainly respect the military person they bring out there. But there's never a school teacher. There's never a social worker. Patriotism comes in many forms.
Okay. Every single society since the beginning of mankind has valued their warriors, has valued people who've gone to preserve their society. Even bad ones, okay? Even the Ottomans. Even if you look at communist societies, they value their soldiers. Why? Because we're allowed to be a society off of the backs of soldiers. So there's a big difference between someone out there who's fighting for the freedom, which I know you want to kneel for, and people say, well, he's fighting for the freedom for me to stand or kneel. We get that. That's not lost on us, but they trot out a military member. They don't trot out a teacher. They don't, okay, I mean, what, really, Bob? Oh my God, I had to take a higher than a national average median income working 9 months a year with full benefits, and I have to put the test into a Scantron machine, which is entirely automated in 2017. It's now I know what they felt like in the trenches in Normandy. No. Listen, good, we're not trying to be little teachers, but guess what? There is a time and a place. We should elevate people who fight for our country.
Yes.
The people who actually go out and die for the country, they, get put on a pedestal, particularly at public gatherings. Here's something that the left doesn't like, because it's patriotic. Yeah, that's why they sing God Bless America. That's why patriots stand for the national anthem. Compare it to teachers. What were we gonna say?
My desk and my apples, my foxhole. I don't know.
Are teachers at as great a risk of as soldiers are when they're defending our country? No.
Not.
Is being a soldier for this country something that we probably should honor more at public gatherings and considered more patriotic? Yes. Are you mad if you're a public school teacher and you're going to send a comment and leave it below? Probably. I don't care. Bob Costas is an idiot and Colin Kaepernick sucks. Hey, did you like this video? Of course you did. Unless there's something wrong with you, in which case you can comment below. What's your problem with this video? We want to hear from you, and we promise you 100%, I give you, my word is my bond, we'll answer every single negative comment. For those who are normal, you can leave a thumbs up and subscribe.